Hi, everyone. Welcome to Jankoti Live, the show where we deep dive into technology, cybersecurity, and future of digital defense. Today, we have the privilege to speaking with a seasoned technology leader who has spent over 2 decades shaping the world of IT infra and cybersecurity. Our guest is Jagan Mohan Reddy, a technical architect at Acodis with a deep expertise in cloud security, IAM, AI security, and enterprise architecture with more than 20 years, as we said, of experience and a strong focus on security in modern digital ecosystem. Jagan has helped organizations navigate complex security challenges in the cloud environment, especially AI systems and hybrid infrastructure. He's passionate about all the audits about the security architecture, ISO 27001 implementation, and um, he passionately talks about the emerging threat like prompt injection attack in the age of generative AI. So here we have Jagan. Jagan, please introduce to our audience so we can start with this conversation.
Yeah. Hi, Acharya, and hi, everyone. I'm happy to be part of this session. Um, I hope the discussion that we are doing will help many people. And I believe this is an opportunity where I can share my expertise and also learn from, especially from this discussion. I believe there should be something that I have for my take home. About me, Acharya already introduced about myself. Uh, See, I started my journey as Acharya mentioned 20 years ago. Then I was a Windows admin. Um, there I used to manage Windows data centers, predominantly Active Directory and Exchange Server. These areas I used to manage, and then slowly I moved to the L2, L3 roles, especially around this Active Directory, Windows, and Exchange only. Then I kind of once I moved to L3 roles, and I also got chance to a chance to execute or lead some M&A projects, mergers and acquisitions, where I worked uh, in migrating environments. Especially that is the age when all the organizations are moving from uh, on-premises to cloud. So since my area is into Active Directory and Exchange, so the organizations that were moving from, let's say, Active Directory to Entra ID or Azure ID and Exchange, uh, on-premises Exchange over to Office 365, then I kind of 2, 3 years into that area, then I slowly understood this traditional data center or traditional services that we are using like Active Directory or Exchange Server, we are not going to have much scope into these areas. So then I started exploring what next I can do, especially what new skills that I can acquire and what upcoming skills that I can acquire to be relevant in the industry. Then I choose the paths which are adjacent to my areas, like since I was managing Windows data centers, Active Directory, and Exchange Server, my adjacent areas naturally uh, like private cloud and public cloud. Private cloud is like VMware and Nutanix, and then public cloud, Azure and AWS. And then since I have been into Active Directory more than a decade, then I Entra ID or Azure Active Directory was another thing. So I was exploring all these areas, trying to learn and enhance my skills. Slowly, I got into different projects. There are a couple of cloud projects. There was one private cloud project also, Nutanix. I was working, and then slowly, since my strong background was into Active Directory, so I got the projects related to Azure AD and Entra ID. I was able to perform well because of my background. Then that is the time when I completely moved into cybersecurity. Then I have enhanced skills not just around Azure AD or all the cybersecurity domains. I've done a couple of certifications from the Microsoft. like SC 300, Microsoft certified active, that access identity and access management. And then the next big jump or the leap I have done is with the SC100, which is Microsoft's Cybersecurity Architecture. This particular certification, I have also got, luckily, I have also got training from the Microsoft trainer himself, which is from the program called ESI, Enterprise Skills Initiative. This is something available with every big organization. This initiative is from Microsoft. So there I have got a very good training from the Microsoft trainers itself. So that is where I was able to expand my knowledge to a large extent into the cybersecurity. Then from there, I have started implementing or using my knowledge, whatever I have acquired from this. And I was able to help organizations, and I was able to build or secure environments with the knowledge and expertise I have acquired.
Great.
That's all about, I think, for now. Maybe it is little lengthy, but yeah.
That's okay. That's what we wanted to hear, everything about you, right? So I have seen that you have started as an infra guy, then moved into the cybersecurity, Microsoft AD, IAM, and then it's a natural progression that you would go towards the security, right? So you frequently talk about AI security and prompt injection attack. Can you explain what prompt injection is in simple terms and why it's becoming one of the biggest threat in the LLM area?
Okay. See, AI security is something, honestly, I'm still learning. Since now this is the age of AI, so the conventional knowledge I have on the cybersecurity may not be relevant. If not relevant, it won't be limelight in future. So then I have started learning on the AI security. And again, I used my old concept of being adjacent to my area. Since I have been into cybersecurity almost a decade, so I have chosen the area of security part into AI. So that I felt makes more sense, and I can I can go through easily. So I have started learning, especially from last 1 year. I am focusing in acquiring skills into AI, where not just a theoretical knowledge. I was also trying to implement something in AI platforms and see how these threats work and how to protect AI systems with the available tools and technologies that we have. And I'll come to the topic of prompt injection attacks. See, prompt injection attack is one of a kind attack. At the moment, it is a top one attack in the AI systems.
Yep.
There is something called OWASP. OWASP is an organization which has a research and it does a research on the security threats and
It seems Jagan connection has been broken out, so just give it a couple of minutes to see.
Yeah, prompt injection attack. Yeah. Okay, so I was saying about the prompt injection. It is a top 10 in OWASP LLM security risks. OWASP is an organization which does a research on the cybersecurity threats and provides recommendations. So it has released top 10 cybersecurity risks related to AI and LLM. Prompt injection is top one in that. So what exactly prompt injection? Prompt injection means like when we when we are using any AI agent, what is the input that we give? It's a prompt. Okay.
Yep.
So in the prompt itself, if an attacker wisely crafts that prompt, he can mislead the system. Let's say he can ask the system to uh, provide some sensitive information, or it can ask the systems to give its logic, give
Yeah.
its system prompts. So to do all of this, the attacker doesn't need any high-end, high-tech tools. It doesn't need to be master in coding, or it doesn't need to be master in cybersecurity. It doesn't need to be uh, it doesn't need to have an in-depth knowledge of cybersecurity. So just a simple plain English, if we can craft those prompts wisely, and then if not with the first attempt, multiple attempts by understanding how system is responding, you can craft his prompts. So like that, maybe after some time, if not immediate and consecutive prompts, we can break the systems. So the nature of the way attacker can break the system, which is very easy. So that is the reason it has become a top one. And there are some real world scenarios also where uh, companies has uh, gone into major losses, where one attacker has jailbreak or mislead a AI prompt AI engine to get a what you say refund of, let's say, a large amount of refund of the item that he bought. Without returning, he was able to get the refund. So there are many cases. If we go to internet and search, there are many cases. Being the simple nature of this attack, uh, it is easily breakable, AI. So we all talk about AI is very intelligent and very strong and very advanced, but the other side of it is it can be easily breakable, where you don't need, as I was saying, you don't need to be an expert to break the AI systems.
Yeah, I think that's the
So
the
this
new
is
attack.
one of
Yeah.
the attacks.
Yeah.
There are many, but this is the top one.
So let's talk
Mm.
about from the journey, right? So we have seen in our as an IT consultant, we have seen DDoS attack happening till last 2020. After 2020, we got some kind of ransomware, which is like now neglected across. Now we are seeing the prompt injections over there. So still we see the attacks over there, right? So what are the biggest mistake companies still makes when moving to the cloud or implementing IAM in 2026, which is still making them vulnerable to these kind of attack, and what they can do to avoid these kind of scenarios? Okay, so welcome back. I think we got some technical glitch. We were talking about the DDoS attack to ransomware attack to project prompt injection. We have seen some cloud security best practices, IAM specialists coming in. So, but still we see the attacks over there. What are the biggest mistake companies still make when moving to the cloud or implementing IAM policies today to avoid these kind of attacks?
The first thing is, I believe, not being able to understand the business and environment correctly.
Mhm.
What happens exactly? See, the moment that you want to bring in any control, you always see a pushback from the businesses.
Yeah.
If not always, majority of the times we see pushbacks, and then it is also acceptable, or it is also not acceptable, I would say. It is also genuine from their side, because they don't want to make their businesses suffer because of the controls. But there has to be a clear-cut communication and discussions between the business teams and architectures, rather than as a technical person not focusing on implementing some kind of control that you have in the market. You have to understand the business pain points, and if the business is saying no or business is pushing back, we need to understand why they are pushing back and what is the alternate control that we can provide. So it's not about only one control that can contain that can fix this issue or address this issue. There are many controls. So we have to have that understanding of understanding of the business context and understanding of the business challenges, and also we also have to have an understanding of the options that we have, different various options that we have. So it is going to be a difficult discussion or difficult phase of going through all this and coming to a solution, but yet without going to egos, like, because as a technical person we think that this is the solution that I am giving, which is the best in the industry and top-notch technology, but it may not be sustainable, or it may not be relevant, or it may not be perfect for their businesses. So we need to understand that and bridge that gap, and as I was saying, find out alternate controls and then come to a acceptable solution to business and business, basically business. So this is one of them. I'm not saying this is it all.
Yeah.
This is one of them. So it's all about business and architects sitting together, understanding the challenges and going through and trying to build a solution.
Good. I think you covered a lot of things over there. While researching on your profile, what we found that you are a very much vocal advocate for ISO 27001. That's you are always supporting it, right? I can see that one in terms of you're posting some details across in your profile and things like that. Is it still relevant in 2026? One. Second thing is a thing,
Of
but
course. ISO 27001 is the widely accepted standard all over the world, and this particular standard is on the cybersecurity.
yes.
So I think we may aware ISA has many standards, but this is on the cybersecurity. This has a lot of recommendations, controls that any industry should be following and should be implementing. There are some other controls like NIST CSF, but this is, of course, this is based out of US. Of course, it can be applied everywhere, but ISO standard is something globally accepted. It is still relevant, and implementing it also, as I was saying earlier, implementing again starts with the business context. What is the business? What is the company business and what they are doing? What are the challenges into the business and what are the challenges into that industry? It all starts with the understanding the context and then doing the risk assessment and understanding their current as is environment. In the environment, what are the risks currently? What risks are there? And then based on that, once the risk assessment is there, based on what risks are there, the ISO controls can be suggested and implemented.
Okay. Do you think this is the ultimate framework we should be supporting, or with the newer framework for AI governance and those kind of things, companies should prioritize those also?
See, AI governance. So this is again, though we are now seeing AI, but the conventional cybersecurity or the conventional cloud environments or conventional technology is not yet faded away. So it is still relevant. We still have to live with all the conventional technologies. So that is the reason we still need to consider and I mean, it is it is at this moment one of the best standards that should be followed.
Good. I think I'll just change the topic a bit. With the AI injection last 3, 4 years, you have seen the market is moving bit into a different zone, right? A lot of panic is there, a lot of uncertainty is there in the IT market. What skill you will advise to the mid-career IT or security professional to double down on right now to adopt to the changes and get a new opportunities?
Okay, see, your question itself answers AI is something which is uh, taking a lot of jobs. So
Yeah.
uh, one of the buzzword in the currently industry is AI is not taking your job. The person who learned AI or who excelled AI, who is taking your job.
Yeah.
So the first thing is to learn something around the AI and try to see how you can become relevant into current industry. So this was a phase we have seen 10 years ago where cloud has become prominent, and then conventional data centers or conventional servers technologies and solutions. Then we had a similar challenge, but maybe this time this is more damaging and more devastating, but still things would be same. Like then we had acquired new skills and slowly moved into the cloud. Now also we need to uh, uh, learn and learn and see how with the new AI technologies that we are learning, how do we make that relevant to your current job, and what are the opportunities that you see and how you can uh, acquire and become relevant to those technologies. But of course, it's not going to be that easy. This transition period, we see a lot of what we said, distraction.
Yep.
It won't be that easy. That we are saying there will be some problems. We need to have alternate ways of sailing through uh, or or being what you say, sailing through this difficult phase. So the thing is, again, it's not just about AI, the current technology, whatever you are learning. So try to get deeper into that and see how, again, apart from AI in our current technology itself, how you can enhance your skills and become more relevant into the industry. And apart from all this and all this, there is other thing most of the people don't talk or think of is making your financial situation stable. I have said many things about learning new technology and enhancing upskilling, but still you could land in a situation where we might lose a job, or we might have 3 or 4 months of gap due to many situations may not be under our control.
Yep.
So having some backup, having some financial stability is also helps. Uh, uh, Nowadays, people have to think about it and see that you will be able to sustain 5 months or 3 months or maybe more, make that backup, and then all others what we have thought, then upskilling and making yourself relevant. So combination of these things will help us to sail through this difficult situation.
But do you suggest any specific things to be done on the financial area? Because in IT, we talk about technology, we don't talk about some kind of financial backup, right? You rightly said,
Yeah.
situation can come, we'll be in a difficult situation time and again. One thing you keep a backup for at least for 6 months as a FD, right? So if anything happens, at least that financial threat is not going. But do you think we should recommend the IT guys also to do some kind of other things which can generate some kind of financial independence to them along with what they're doing?
Yeah, first thing, exactly, you rightly said that we always think about technology and technology upskilling and all.
Yeah.
Most of us don't think about personal finance area. I would say not just IT. Many people in the many people don't do this because this is not taught in the school, or maybe people talking outside of this may think that not that, maybe they shy away, or maybe they think that it is not that relevant. But only when they get into troubles, they will understand the importance of this. And
Of
then
course.
coming to the solutions, the as I said, backup of 6 months is one option. But again, having one uh, alternate income source, there could be several options. Basically, if you are into 10 years into the system, or you are doing job from 10 years, you might have definitely acquired some amount of money that you have to wisely invest, where you can easily gain returns of it, instead of locking them into a long-term financial tools where you can't easily get out of it. For
Yep.
example, I will give a classic example of real estate. Uh, this is again debatable concept, and people don't like that if I say that you don't buy a house. People
A
don't like,
house. Yeah.
but you have to understand your situation first, your financial uh, situation first before buying a house. And
Yeah.
you have earned some money, and let's say 10 years, and you have put all the money into house, and also plus uh, you are
Saved.
taking loan and got into EMI. So you are
Yeah.
completely locked up. You have to think and take wise decision. I am not saying you don't buy, but apart from buying house, if I buy a house, am I going into a trap,
Trap.
or am I okay? I'm still manageable. So everyone has to think of it, and maybe if you want to buy a house now, maybe postpone it for 4 years or 5 years. Your financial situation may become better. This is one advice I would say. And people usually, if they see some money, the first thing they do is go and put it in the real estate. I have seen many people where they, even after having first home, they again go and invest in second home. That is again, I was saying, if their financial situation is better and they are aware of their situation and they are able to sustain these kind of problems, that is still fine. But otherwise, if when you are taking those decisions, you have to think all the pluses and minuses of these kind of things. So apart from real estate, I would say there are many options, better options. Again, this is debatable in terms of
Yeah.
growth. Real estate is better, but it's not all about growth. It is also about your uh, liquidity. If you buy a house, and if you want to, let's say, want to have some portion of amount, let's say you want to have 10 lakhs for your some requirement, you won't be able to get it buying that house or part of that house. But there are some options. You have to also get into, for example, gold is one option, and mutual funds is other
Yeah.
option. Explore this option, and which one works for you. Just apart from real estate, I would say come little adjacent and see the other options. And the other biggest problem with real estate, if you are selling, if you are buying the plots,
Yeah.
not lands. So I have seen many times this is all about uh, people uh, ask a black money. They take
Yeah.
they ask black money, and when we sell also, they'll give us money. They say they will give you money in black.
Fact.
So we are earning in white. Why should we spend in black? This
No,
is another thing we need to think
yeah, I
about it.
think
Yeah.
one thing
So
for all the IT guys, sorry, so all the IT guys, I must say that in the college, we should have one financial management system to manage our
correct.
money when we earn it. We don't have anything, we don't know.
Hmm.
Even you and me, if you
Hmm.
see, we don't know what
Hmm.
people told us, go and buy
Hmm.
a house, go buy a gold.
Hmm.
Somebody told you,
Hmm.
go buy
Hmm.
this one and put FD
Hmm.
10%, something like that. We did that.
Hmm.
We don't know what about
Hmm.
PPF. We don't know
Hmm.
something how to manage
Correct.
NPS.
Correct.
for your future, right?
Hmm.
When you'll not
Hmm.
earn, how to sustain on that time.
Hmm. Hmm.
So those things are
Correct.
there. Yeah, very
So
heavy
it's all
topic.
about
Yeah,
it's all about just expanding your like your thoughts, just keeping your eyes open and seeing at the different options.
yeah,
And nowadays, everything's available in YouTube. Go through and get aware of all these things. The awareness is everything, right? So if you
yeah.
are aware, then you will be able to take better decisions.
So I'll take the last question from this one, as we are already spended time, right? So now
Hmm.
what we heard about that quantum is coming. AI agents are already there.
Hmm.
Decentralized identity
Hmm.
management is already there. What one piece of
Hmm.
advice you wish you have received earlier in your 20s, that
Hmm.
to handle or um, handle this particular kind of a threat?
Honestly, quantum, I just heard about it, but I didn't go deeper or try to get more knowledge into it at this moment so far. So I may be not able to comment, but anything, any new technology that you are seeing like this, definitely we need to understand about it.
Hmm.
One thing what I see is people when they learn anything, the mistake I see what people doing is they limit themselves to just learn that theoretically and maybe go a step above up step above
Yeah,
getting the certified,
yeah,
but that's not just enough. So we need to think the knowledge that we acquired, how are we applying into the
yeah,
real world, and how can we make this uh, usable into the real world and businesses. So for me, anything that I learn, what I do apart, first thing is definitely acquiring the knowledge, and probably second thing is certification. But after these two, I will try to implement something on my own. Luckily, nowadays we have everything in the cloud. It's not that difficult to set up something like earlier
yes,
days. Most of the things we have free trial for a 1 month or more. And maybe after the trial also, if you are spending some money in the cloud, if you want to build something and try some concepts, it will not cost much. Especially myself, I have tried many concepts. My maximum bill, what I received is not more than 2000.
yeah.
So 2000 a month. So we can definitely spend that
Spend
money
that much,
to
yeah. Invest
upskill
onto us.
ourselves,
Yeah,
yeah, and make ourselves relevant into the industry, and make ourselves what you say usable by the industries. So that is an
great.
extra one step we have to take to get in the space of upskilling. So that will definitely help, I believe.
Great. Thank you, Jagan. I think we are closing, we are coming to a close to this one. I think we talked about what is the cybersecurity landscape looks like. More importantly, how to learn financial management early from as a junior guy who is entering into the market. Technology is
Mm.
secondary, which will be coming and going. We have to adopt, we have to spend on to ourselves as an asset. So a big thank you to Jagan. Technical architect, a cybersecurity expert, for a insightful discussion on modern cybersecurity security challenges, AI security, cloud architecture, and enterprise resilience. So please connect with Jagan. Your link will be for Jagan's LinkedIn ID. It will be there in the podcast. And thanks for listening. Stay safe and keep building securely. Thank you all.
Thank you. Bye.
Thank you.
Bye.
चलो मैं कॉल करता हूँ